And welcome to the Betterment Show. And this show is all about you and about other people's life. It's about your experience through life, and it's also about other people's experience through life. Why? Because everybody's life is different, and you go through life different, and I go through life different, and it's time for us to actually share that kind of story to the other people so that everybody would know more about it. And at the same time, you get to learn from the other people, and you can also share their experience. This show can go from health, can go from fitness, can go from entrepreneur, can go all the way down to personal life. Anything that they want to share, maybe even product and services, is all here in this Betterment Show here today. And this whole show is actually sponsored by Wheels Media. Wheels Media is a photography and videography company which has been doing a lot of photographs, videographs to a lot of companies. The most important thing is that they believe in create untold stories. That's the reason why we have this Betterment Show. We come together to have this Betterment Show to actually let you know more about other people's lives. And today we have a very special guest. His name is Mr. Emmanuel. All right. He is a fitness instructor, and yet also he is an entrepreneur, and he's doing the best as is himself. Mr. Emmanuel, thank you for being here today. Yeah, please take a seat. Take a seat.
Thanks a lot for having
me. Yeah. I mean, when you are walking into this show here, okay, yes, your size and your fitness has already said everything about yourself. Yeah. So kind of think about it. I have one question I really want to ask you.
Yes, please.
When did you start and tell yourself that you really want to get the kind of physique?
Okay. Actually, when you start up, for me, my inspiration actually came in terms of getting into fitness. Actually, came from my father.
All right.
Because my dad is diabetic. Okay. So I saw his struggles and how he tried, to do normal things that we take for granted. So that kind of, got me to start thinking about my own health as well. And it kind of changed everything for me. And I thought I really have to, get fit and find a way, not to, kind of get myself in the situation that my dad is.
Like your dad had, because he had diabetes.
So that kind of pivoted things for me. But the thing is, when you start your fitness journey, you don't really think that you're gonna get to a particular size.
Yeah. All right.
It's like what do you call it? It's like a drug. You take your first puff, and then you think that's enough. But then you begin to think to yourself, shit, I can get to this size. I think I can sort of push myself a bit further.
Okay.
So you keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But I mean, at a certain point in time, of course, you're gonna be satiated with whatever you have. So. Really come into it thinking that that you're gonna do this or do that. You just have to go with the flow and see how your body responds to it.
I see. So because you see, when you were talking about your father was an inspiration to you because because he was a diabetic, right?
Yes.
And then you want to now take charge of your own health.
Exactly.
But in that sense, that can we say that discipline really does play a big role in this?
Definitely, when it comes to fitness, discipline is a big thing, because that's where so many people lag behind, right?
Yeah, because I've seen people, they do it, and all of a sudden after 3 months or 4 months, they let go because it's kind of getting hard, right?
Okay, when it comes to the aspect of discipline, I mean, before you get to discipline, there are a few other things you have to build. Okay, so you have to look at you have to sort of tell yourself that I want to be fit. I want to do this for myself. Okay. So you have to establish the will factor, I call it. Okay? You get to the will factor, then from there you go to the goal. You establish a goal for yourself. So if you come into a gym or any fitness center, you need to have a goal. You don't just come in there thinking, oh, I'm gonna come to the gym, then I'll figure out what to do. No, you figure out what to do at home before you come to the gym.
It's like the gym is an enhancement.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So you set a goal for yourself, then from there you establish your motivation.
I see.
Okay. So when it comes to the aspect of motivation, there are two aspects of it. You have the intrinsic motivation and the extrinsic motivation.
Okay.
So intrinsic motivation is the kind of motivation that that you want to feel something from the inside. Something motivates you from the inside.
Okay.
Let's say you want to have more self-confidence. That's why you want to, that's why you want to get yourself fit. Or let's say that you want to change the way you feel about yourself, or you want something from the inside. So intrinsic motivation will be the one I get a lot more often. Like girls that, that just broke up with their boyfriend and they come to me and say, "Hey, Emmanuel, I want to be fit now so I can go make my boyfriend jealous."
Okay,
So
did you get that a lot?
I get that a lot. Trust me,
Really?
I get that a lot. People place so much emphasis on the intrinsic motivation, which is something that when it comes to fitness, that's not going to keep you on the long, on the short term years. People come to me and say, "Hey, my birthday is 3 months time, so I want to get fit." So I'm like, if you want to do fitness, there has to be something
long-term also at the same time.
And external motivation wouldn't do that for you. So when you build the motivation, then you come to discipline.
Okay.
So discipline is action in the absence of motivation. So that means that that you can be able to continue doing this when motivation subsides, because eventually motivation will go down.
I see. Because
that's
what people lack, right? It's the why first, isn't it?
Yeah. So eventually your motivation will go down, but what keeps you, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
How do you think I'm able to do it for 10 years? All the goals that I set up for myself, I've achieved all of it. I want to build nice body. I want to do this. I want to be fit. I want to be able to bench 400 pounds. I've achieved all that stuff already.
Okay.
But I'm still doing it. So that's the discipline now.
All right.
The action in the absence of motivation. Then after that, you go to intuition. Intuition is being able to understand what works and what doesn't work. A lot of people make so many mistakes when it comes to fitness. People don't know that what works for me wouldn't work for you. When I design exercise programs, I don't simply design the same thing for everybody.
Okay.
I understand you, I understand your medical history, I understand what motivates you. That's why I go back to motivation again. Okay. You have to understand what motivates each person, because what motivates you will not be exactly what motivates me. Yeah.
Yes.
So when I understand what motivates you, I'm going to use those elements of what motivates you to encourage you to be able to get into fitness and do other stuff. And I would also use some of that aspect to design the program in a way that I understand exactly how this is going to play out for you, and what is working for you and what is not working for you, and I'll continue to adjust it. Yeah. So when you figure out your intuition, and then you go to self-care, you'll be able to understand your nutrition, the importance of food and all that stuff. So these 5 or 6 elements is extremely important when it comes to fitness.
Yeah, because what you say is actually very true, because it's not just only fitness, it's about living healthy at the same time.
It's about living healthy,
and it's also about a habit that you're actually going through life itself, isn't it?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of fitness instructor out there that doesn't know about this way, because they just, a lot of what I've seen so far, okay, I won't say anything, but there are others which say, okay, I'll just teach you how to do this bench press. I'll just teach you how to do this. But they don't really have a program like what you said. You actually sorted out a program for that people that they are able to go through these programs, isn't it?
Exactly. Because you cannot do the same thing for everybody. Okay, even if, say for example, let's say you don't want to be doing, but because you can categorize that. Okay, let's say someone comes in now, you ask them, what is your goal? What do you want to achieve with fitness? Okay. And then they say they want to slim down and tone up their body. Okay, so you can design a program within that category, but you cannot apply the same program to everybody. So you use the same program, but you have to tweak it. Okay. Someone else comes in and say, hey, I want to build strength. Okay, you have a program for them, but you have to continuously always tweak it for everybody. So because it's never going to be the same thing. So everybody has different goals. People want to lose weight, they want to slim down. For most girls, it's like slim and tone. They just want to slim and tone up their body. Some people just want to maintain their health, just be healthy, nothing, they don't want to do all this stuff. So people have different goals.
Yeah, because what you say is actually very true also. At the same time, diet plays a role, isn't it?
Diet plays an essential role.
Yeah, could you tell us more about diet? Well, because some people they are not so sure about the diet. For example, like if somebody wants to keep fit, all right. Let's start with a person who actually wants to gain muscles.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to diet, diet is one of Diet is one of the most difficult aspects of fitness.
Especially in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is having all this kind of food.
So you know, I'll speak for myself as a master trainer. You know,
Okay.
I can have a client, and I can control every variables, all the variables that contribute to you achieving your goal in terms of bringing you to the gym, in terms of, believe it or not, we as personal trainers or master trainers, we actually, you know, we are one of the factors why our clients can actually come to the gym, because you have to continuously push and push and push. Hey, 4:30, you gotta be here. So I can control the variable of bringing you to the gym. I can control the variable of, you know, of your workout in terms of, you know, designing your program and understanding what is going to work for you. I can control the aspect of administering the program to you. I can control the aspect of making sure that you adhere to that program and you don't have any injuries while you're working on it. So there are quite a few variables that I can control, but I cannot control what you eat.
Because that's something that is personally that willingly to do according to what they what they want to eat, right?
So that aspect I cannot control. Yeah. So that's where, you know, you have to put the self-discipline to be able to. But of course, we as trainers, you know, we make sure that we give some guidelines.
I see.
I wouldn't give you precisely what to eat. I'm not a dietitian. It's not our job to prescribe meals and all that. But we can recommend.
Okay.
So we do recommend. So for me, usually what I do is I get a piece of paper I give to you. You write down for me everything that you eat in a normal day. Okay. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, this you cannot eat. You replace it with this. This you cannot eat. So that way it's a lot easier for people to adapt to it. When you let's say if you go and completely revamp the whole meal for the day,
it's also quite difficult for them.
Based on my experience, nobody can adhere to that. But if you want to solve the issue of, I wouldn't say solve, but remedy the issue of nutrition, you want to figure out exactly what they eat, the usual stuff they eat, and then you just amend it. So instead of white bread, I would recommend wheat bread. Instead of white rice, I recommend, you know, brown rice.
So just change according to what they eat, but just do a bit of tweak.
A bit of tweak,
it, right?
Exactly. So it's more easy.
Yeah, we do have a questions here. Miss Rona, she was saying that, want to know, do you have any tips on how to lose weight? Yeah.
Tips on how to lose weight.
Yeah, because we're talking about fitness and everything. Yeah. Because there's some people who, because weight can be a very sensitive thing, and they are also, like you said, that the females came inside and then they're asking you how they actually lose weight. I think mostly is it the diet area?
When it comes to, because the thing is that some people, they go to gym, and then after, they go to gym, they come into gym the first time, and then, you know, they try out fitness for like 1 month, so it's working for them, and then suddenly it stops working. There's a stagnation, right? So that's where you look at probably 2 or 3 things. Number one, you look at your caloric intake, the amount of food you're consuming. So one of the problems that people who want to lose weight but cannot lose weight is because they are not in a caloric deficit. So if you want to lose weight, you have to be in caloric deficit. So you want to make sure that the amount of food you're eating, the amount of food you're burning is more than what you're eating. So if you're eating more than you're burning, then it's not gonna...
So basically you're supposed to burn more than...
Exactly. So it's supposed to burn more than you're actually consuming every day. So you look at your daily caloric intake. You know, I know that it's a bit difficult for people to calculate all that stuff, to look at what they eat every day. But if you use applications like MyFitnessPal, there's quite a few applications out there that you can actually use, you know, to calculate your meal. So let's say for your breakfast, what am I having for breakfast? I'm having oats, I'm having this. So you go to MyFitnessPal, you create a profile for yourself, and you can just select those things. So I had 2 slices of bread today. You put it in MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal will tell you how many calories in that.
I see. They actually have an app for it?
They have an app for it, yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
awesome.
So easily you can understand what is your caloric intake for the day. Then then you try to equate it to how much you actually burn in the gym. So, some people, they think that they go to the gym, they spend 30 minutes there. If you spend 30 minutes in the gym doing some type of cardiovascular exercise, like, you're using the treadmill or whatever you're using, I don't think an average person burns more than 500 calories in the gym.
I see.
Each session they go to
session,
the,
right?
So that's very little compared to what they're eating.
Yeah, I know.
They're probably eating 3,000, 4,000 calories a day, but you're only burning like, I don't know.
But you do burn a bit throughout the day when you're doing your work and everything.
Yeah, of course, you do burn a bit as well. I mean, your metabolic rate and all that stuff. But you have to understand, people who struggle with weight loss, they have low metabolic rate.
I see,
right?
yes.
So
yeah.
the amount of stuff you're consuming is very essential, man. So if you control your calories, another thing is you have to look at the type of exercise that you're actually doing.
Yeah. So for example, like resistance exercise?
Yeah, because some people they say, okay, I want to lose weight, so therefore I don't have to lift the weights. I don't have to do weight training.
Okay.
They only focus on cardiovascular training. So they only focus on running the treadmills and doing the.
So what's the problem in that though?
The problem there is that a cardiovascular exercise can only keep your metabolic rate, your metabolism high for probably about a few hours after you
So
did it.
basically it's only keeping your metabolism high in certain time period.
Yes. So cardiovascular training can only keep your metabolic rate high for, I think, if I'm not mistaken, about 8 to 10 hours after you've done the exercise.
All right.
But weight training, lifting weights, can keep your metabolism high for 48 hours.
I see.
So, and within that period, even after you finish your exercise in the gym, for 48 hours straight, you're still burning fat.
Because your metabolism is high,
Because
and
your
it's actually
metabolism
burning
is high.
is it? Okay.
So because those muscles that you've trained have to be fed.
I see.
And the way they feed themselves is they use whatever fats,
store you have stored
and glycogens in your body. They use those. They convert those things to energy. So that's how they continuously burn. So you have to look at make sure that you're in caloric deficit, and you have to look at the type of exercise that you're doing as well. You have to combine both.
I see. So you recommend that they have to do cardiovascular at the same time do a bit of weights. Don't neglect weights.
Don't neglect weights. People think, and girls, don't be scared. Don't be shy of doing weights. You're not gonna be against me. That's not gonna happen. Right? Because guys have so much more, almost 10 times more testosterone than girls. So testosterone is what makes this muscle, right? So you're not gonna build these muscles if you don't have that amount. I mean, I know that you see girls in competition that go for bodybuilding competition because they inject testosterone in their body.
So that's what I was talking about. I want to talk to you about because some people inject steroids and some people don't inject steroids. And what is the drawback and the advantage of actually having steroids? I have no idea.
Okay. Of steroids,
yeah, because supplements, it's okay, right?
Supplements is okay. Supplements is your normal dietary products. That's how they derive supplements.
Right. But steroids itself is a totally different thing, isn't it?
Steroids is a completely different thing. It's not a normal substance in your body. So you're introducing a new substance in your body. But also, of course, it has other side effects as well. It has a lot of side effects. For a normal person that is just trying to be healthy, be fit, and all that stuff, I don't see any point of you going to use steroids. no matter what your body type is. People have different body types, but no matter what your body type is, don't get into steroids. Now, people who use steroids, mostly people who go for professional.
Usually, they are going for championship.
Yes.
Or they're going.
Those people, you can't really compare them to yourself. They have a career in this. First of all. Second of all, they don't care about what they have to lose, man. So tomorrow, if they start having some body side effects and all that stuff, it's all right because they have the trophies sitting in their office and in their room. So, but you, what do you gain from it? You gain nothing. So there's no point of using it. There are so many studies in it, and also there are so many side effects in using steroids. So I wouldn't advocate for it.
Yeah. Do recommend supplements, right?
Supplements, all right. Take your whey protein. I think the most essential supplement you need is because we don't get enough protein in our food every day. Most of our nutrition is filled with carbs, rice and all that stuff, right? So if you are able
Okay.
If you're able to supplement your protein intake, especially if you're doing weight training like myself, yeah, please go ahead and do that. Get yourself a whey protein.
Okay. All right.
But if you're doing cardiovascular, if you're more into cardiovascular, cardiorespiratory fitness, in terms of you just want to do marathons and all that stuff, then you probably don't need that much protein. I think the protein you eat a normal day will be just sufficient for that.
I see. So, but usually in your gym, okay, in your gym, because you have a gym called Fitnical, we have put the website and also the his link there. If you have anything, you can always go and check it out.
Sure.
Yeah, that gym itself is open what time usually?
We open at 7 a.m.
Okay.
and then we run until 12 a.m.
12 a.m. So it's run until at night, right?
Yeah,
so that means why? Because some people they are going to work, they only can come at night, right?
Yes,
For those that can come earlier, then is so. What is the difference? I'm just because there's a lot of people say that while we work out in the morning is better, or we work out at night is better. So there is a lot of misconception in that. Could you kind of tell us more about that? Yeah. Or it's just personal preference only, or it's how your body works. I'm not so sure on that.
I think when it comes to my experience, it doesn't really matter what time you work out, man. Yeah, you can work out in the morning or you can work out at night.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter for me personally. But then, of course, no answer is black and white, right? You have to be. It has to be a bit dynamic, right? So when you look at people. Some people consider themselves to be morning people. Some people consider themselves to be night people. Okay. They're more active at night. Some people are more active in the morning. So that might change the way your body responds in terms of fitness, because fitness is a very vigorous activity. It requires your whole body to be awake. So if you're not awake in the morning, then there's no point of you working out in the morning. Just work out when your body's most awake. That's when you can actually
push harder.
Yeah. So if you're doing it in the morning, if you're trying to adapt to your morning routine of fitness and you're feeling really tired, all that stuff, that's your body telling you that there's too much cortisol in your body and you shouldn't be doing this. I'm not awake yet.
Okay.
So you may want to push it. So it all depends on how.
So it really doesn't depend. It depends on the personal preference and how it actually adjusts according to themselves.
The what do you call it? There's no extra benefit of working out in the morning or working out at night.
So coming back to that. So adding muscle weight, right? There's a lot of people that actually did the workout, and all of a sudden they start to feel sore. So can you give them an advice? Actually, what is happening to when they're feeling the muscle sores, and what they should do? Yeah.
When it comes to muscle soreness, usually people who experience the worst muscle soreness are people who are still new to the gym.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, this is the number one reason why people drop off from gym.
All right.
Because they do it for 1 week or 2 weeks, and they just cannot, they feel that their whole body is just aching.
I see.
So they stop. That's number one reason why people stop.
But that's when it's building, isn't it?
When you're still getting used to it.
Yeah, when you get used to it.
Yeah. So you're not used to it yet, and there's nothing wrong with you feeling soreness. The soreness there is just your body telling you that, okay, you've really worked me out thoroughly, because when you work out, there's some micro tears in your muscle, right?
Yes.
So those micro tears is what causes the soreness. Okay. Now soreness shouldn't go more than 4 days.
Okay.
If you're still feeling soreness after 4 days, that is your body telling you that you're not giving it the right nutrition to repair those muscles, right? So that's why protein is very essential when it comes to fitness.
All right.
So if you're getting enough protein in your body, then your body can actually recover faster. So the soreness can actually go away faster.
I see.
But if you go and work out and then you go back and sleep, or you start eating your nasi goreng and all that stuff, that's the problem not going to do.
That's when it's going to pack on fats also at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
So your soreness is going to extend longer.
I see. So you're trying to what we're trying to say is that habits, because whenever you start doing it, it gets into a habit, right?
Yes.
And then I know some people that they got into a habit of exercising so often already that I mean it's good for their health. They keep exercising, and then all of a sudden they stop. They feel something wrong. They feel like something is not right in my body. I mean, your body actually gives you a hint, right? Is it?
Actually, when it comes to fit as a habit, I have some reservations on that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
believe it or not. I mean, I've been physically active for almost 11 years now.
Yeah, I can
like
see that.
consistently.
You told us it's 10 years, 11 years. And
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so I wouldn't necessarily say that it is a habit.
Okay.
It is more of that discipline factor still pushing me
Okay.
forward. Like habit is something that you can almost do automatically.
Okay.
But there are still days when I don't want to go to gym. I don't want to work out at all.
I mean, that's normal, right? Is
That's
it?
normal.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I think when it comes to fitness, people shouldn't think that, at a certain point in time, it becomes automatic. I mean, you still have to push yourself. Believe it or not, I still push myself to go to gym. After 10 years or 11 years of doing this, I still have to push myself. So I think the most important thing there is to understand the discipline behind it.
Okay.
Don't just jump into it because it's fancy. because fitness is fancy now, right? You go to Instagram, you see all the Instagram models, all this stuff. People suddenly like, I want to go to gym, I want to start doing it. No, you need to relax first. Understand the amount of work that goes into those people that you see on Instagram.
Yes.
Kind of appreciate the amount of work ethics they put on their body.
It's the true time.
Yeah. When you understand all that stuff, and then you become more realistic of the challenges ahead of you. And you don't simply jump into it because it's fancy and all that. So many people do that. And then after 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month, they quit.
That's the reason why those people had to go to gym. Is if they're really serious in that, it's really good to get a personal trainer, isn't it?
Personal trainer is good because the amount of knowledge that a personal trainer have gathered over it, like myself, over 10 years. There are so many things that I've learned through trial and error, right?
Yes.
And it's gonna take you probably longer than that, 10 years to know what I know.
It's a shortcut, isn't it?
So personal trainer, most importantly, is a shortcut.
Okay.
So I give you so much knowledge, that I've gathered over the years. And of course, I understand better what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
So you're not gonna waste your time and all that stuff.
Doing the other unnecessary stuff.
Myself, when I first got to the gym, I spent almost 1 year doing, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
1 whole year, completely waste. So you don't want to do that. And then second of all, the reason why you want to get a personal trainer is because, there's like
the motivation, like you say, the motivation, and also they know what is best for you in that certain period. Because just now you were talking about the program, isn't it?
Yeah, the program is very essential to understand all the stuff. And of course, people think that personal training is expensive and all that stuff, but personal trainers can also be sort of your lifesaver as well. Because if your personal trainer can help you avoid a potential coronary heart disease that's going to lead you to some type of major operation, we've saved you a lot of money.
It's true.
Yeah. So
it's just insurance for yourself.
Just an insurance, pretty much. That's literally what it is. So it's quite and of course, personal trainer can also help you to
avoid injuries.
Avoid injuries.
Yeah, there we go.
That was what I was thinking.
Yeah. Because I seen a lot of people went to the gym and they don't know what they're doing, and they end up hurting themselves, isn't it?
That's the second reason why people quit gym.
Yeah.
Because they've injured themselves. So if you have a personal trainer that can teach you the right form and teach you how to use the equipment properly, you can avoid getting yourself into trouble. So okay, there's one more last thing I really want to ask you. Yes.
Actually, the second last thing. Because of this COVID-19, a lot of people is stuck in their home. I know it's difficult, right? Because the government is still not opening up for the gym. Yeah. Are there some things that the audience actually watching now, you can tell them what kind of exercise they can actually do at home? Okay.
When it comes to, the COVID-19 thing has kind of affected the gyms a lot because all gyms are closed. Yeah.
So are there like certain things that you can actually do at home?
Yeah, you can, if you look at plyometrics training, which involves using your body weight to train yourself. When you look at the power of that, then you can begin to see that a lot of quite a lot of people you don't need the weights actually.
Okay.
You want to get used to your body weight first before you can even proceed to the weight. So there's so many things you can do at home. You can do your push-ups at home. You can do your what do you call it? You can do your skipping at home. You can even use your stairs, by the way. We have stairs, right?
Okay, yeah.
Just use your stairs. Just
run up and run down,
that
right?
stairs. Trust me, you're gonna burn a lot of calories just using the stairs. So just have to be creative with it.
I see.
I cannot tell you all the exercise you can do, but if you're creative enough, and you're creative enough, you can actually. There's quite a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of ways you can.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot in the internet too at the same time.
Of course, there's a lot of internet too.
Right. So one more last question because we're running out of time. Yes. Just a personal question.
Yes.
Okay. If you get a chance to play a superhero, okay, if you get a chance to play a superhero, I mean, it could be Avengers or it could be anything.
Right.
Which character would you want to play?
Okay, that's a very tricky question. First of all, I'm not very familiar with the Avengers and all that.
No, it's okay. I mean, a superhero or anyone.
You mean like the character I would like to play?
The character you want to play.
I'm not sure, man.
You know, I thought you either go for Superman or the Hulk. You know, yeah.
I think probably I'll just go for the Hulk. Man.
Yeah, you know,
because it's just the sheer power.
Yeah, sheer
Hulk.
Power, sheer strength.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's because
awesome.
most of my training is about that kind of brutal power and just
strength,
heavy weights and all that.
Awesome.
So,
but of course, there are people that come to you. You know, they are asking for how to lose weights and everything, right? At the same time. Yeah, it's awesome.
Sure.
So yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel, for being here today. One more thing is that could you stand up and let people know how big you are? Because you're sitting down here, you can't really see. You know, okay, you look at that, okay, and I'm like this. He's that big. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You should probably stand in front of me.
Okay. Look at this. Look how big he is. You know, yeah, this is a awesome man here. Yeah, no, but really, thank you for being here today. Yeah, thank you for being here today and sharing us all this information. I think definitely all our audience and visitors here today, if you are looking for a personal trainer, there is no other people right now to my right. Okay, he is a master trainer and also he is an entrepreneur and he also owns a small restaurant at the same time.
Yeah, I do quite a few businesses as well.
Yeah. So it's awesome, right? So yeah, thank you for coming to this show today and thank you, Emmanuel, for being here today. For having me. So if you guys want anything, definitely you can always look for him in the Facebook or you can comment here below. And at the same time, yeah, I'll see you in the next show.
Thanks. Bye.